Joining us today.
One.
We had a little technical difficulty this morning. However, we're getting those things resolved. We actually went through the law of buy-in, which is part of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership through John C. Maxwell. And so the law of buy-in, it says the people buy into the leader, then the vision. Okay? So every vision is filtered through the what?
Messenger.
Messenger. Okay. It's interesting because you always have someone come up with an idea, and then they begin to espouse that idea, and one person says, "Oh wow, that's a great idea," and another person says, "That's a great idea," and it's like wildfire, it catches. Okay. So this is throughout history. How things have ever occurred is that someone comes with an idea, but that idea is always brought through, I would say ancestry, through the creator, however you want to interpret that for yourself, okay? But then the leader finds the what?
The dream. The dream.
The dream first. So the leader has the dream, okay? And then
The people.
the people. Why would I need people without a dream? You needed the dream first, and then you have the people. Okay? And then the people find the leader, and then the
dream.
right. Now the people, when the people are connected to a leader, then it comes into the point that they literally have the dream. Most people go through life, and I wrote down something that he stated. He said most people go through life without the dream. Okay? So most people go through life without dreaming. Why? Because most of us have been choked out of dreams.
Choked out.
Literally choked out of dreams.
Right.
And I liken that unto think about if given the proper financial backing, if you grew up and you were wealthy, what would you feel like based upon your dreams you would be today? If there were no limitations put on you as a child, because economically there was no problems. If you woke up in the morning, you didn't have to figure out what you need to eat. If you woke up in the morning and you had your array of shoes, array of clothing, you had the love, the upliftment. You know how like I have a friend that would get on the baseball field and he would flip. He wanted to flip. They said gymnastics is not an option. We can't afford to send you to be a gymnast. So play baseball, play basketball, play football. He wanted to flip. We're now the same age, and he has always wished that he could flip. Now he was able to flip, but I'm talking about professionally, it's something that he wanted to do. So think about this for yourself. If there had not been any economic disparity, what would you be today? If given that opportunity, what would you be? What was your dream?
I'll be able to do that flips.
To me, there wasn't that economics. My parents
Well,
was good.
Okay.
It was, you're not going to make any money. My dream went from high school to school to become a professional equestrian. I love to horseback.
Okay, so you want to be an equestrian?
Correct. And show and do all that. And I was good when I was going to camp, and I won a lot of rewards. My parents said that was my dream. I want to be a professional equestrian. No, you're not going to make any money off of that, and that's not in it.
Okay, now it goes back to economics. You're not going to make any what? Money.
They could have afforded it.
But see, when I say it goes back to economics, even though they could afford it, they didn't see you making money in it, so it goes back to economics again. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not the economics on the front end, sometimes it's on the back end. They felt like you would make money, so therefore they chose not to lead you in the path where your desires were. How about you, brother? What would you be today if given the proper financial backing or even emotional support? What would you have accomplished as of today? What would you have liked to accomplish?
My dream, from the time I was in junior high school through high school, to make my first million by the time I was 26 years of age.
Doing what?
Entrepreneur. I had to
Doing what?
I wanted to have a washer and dryer laundromat. That's what
A laundromat.
Mhm. That's
Okay.
what I wanted to do.
So what prevented you from doing that?
Money.
Okay. How about you, brother Aaron? Any specific thing that growing up that you wanted to
A
do?
position, and it wasn't money. It was the access to knowledge.
Okay. So it wasn't money, but
Wasn't
it was
money.
access to knowledge.
Right.
Okay. How about you?
My dream
Mm-hmm.
to have five daughters.
Okay. So what stopped that?
Money.
Okay. And for me, I wanted to be an endocrinologist. I would have.
Was it money or was it the fear? Because you didn't need money to make those daughters.
But it does take it to raise daughters.
Well, but it's two different issues though.
Yeah, there is too. I see
It's
that.
two different issues.
Okay, but what's the underlying fear? Is that I can't financially support them.
That's where I was trying to get flushed out, because
Right.
it wasn't that he couldn't make the daughters.
Mhm.
It was that underlying fear.
Oh, well.
It was just
Ooh.
background.
All right.
Somebody sees what I'm saying.
See, mine was on the
I get what you're saying.
Right.
What I'm doing is, because we're talking about economics today,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm bringing it full circle. And a lot of things that we want to accomplish. There's a scripture in Ecclesiastes 10:19, and it says, "Money answereth in all things."
Money.
Answereth in all things.
Right.
Most people have never even heard of that
Right.
scripture, but it says money answereth in all things.
Mhm.
However, it'll then turn around and say the love of money is the root of all evil.
Right.
Right? Everybody knows that.
That's
But people don't know money answereth in all things.
Right.
But you'll know the love of money is the root of all evil.
That's what
Well,
they
here's
taught
what I've learned. I have never ever seen an angry $20 bill jump up and smack the shit out of you. Smack the crap out of you. Okay?
No.
I've never seen an angry 20, an angry 10, an angry 5, but I've seen someone hit me over a 20, a 5, a 10, or 100. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's not the money, right? It's the value we place on money. I love money because of what it can do.
Thank you.
I don't have a problem with saying I love money. We've been taught not to love it. Why? For what purpose? No, when I say love, I don't mean love as in love, like an eros, an agape. I'm talking about for what it value brings to the table, what it represents. So my thing is that, how can you have a good relationship with something that you despise?
That's a part of the wicked communism teaching.
Exactly.
Right.
So I love money
Mhm.
because of what it can do, how it can help me to help you,
Mhm.
and help us to help one another.
Right.
And when you get that perception, then the energy of it changes.
That's why I was looking on the back end when I said what I said, because I had the money. I wasn't worried about it. That's why I said, what I did. Because I wasn't thinking about that, because I got the money. So that's why I wanted to learn to do them flips. Because I got the money, I ain't gonna worry about it. But I say I got it on the back end.
Go ahead.
Can you explain that's the you said that's the the
Oh, the colonists, what the colonists was teaching us as Aboriginal people. So one of the things that they taught us is the scriptures, the love of money is the root of all evil. And actually, well, okay, that's true, but the focus was never placed on the other scripture, which is money, say it, answereth all
Money answers
things.
all things.
So,
When they say the love of money is the root of all evil, it's really not the love of the money.
yes,
It's the inability to see
what money can
what
do.
money can
Yeah.
do and respect
And
you for your
respect.
power.
Right.
Right, because I was brought up, money's just to pay bills.
No, money's not to pay bills.
Just to
Right.
pay bills.
Right.
And maybe, go on vacation, to just see what, and maybe go, but just to, it was very.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Okay, so let's go to another aspect. It says that a wise man builds an inheritance for his children's children.
And that's
So if
money.
I have a dysfunctional relationship with
Right.
money,
Never gonna
how
work.
can I ever build an inheritance?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So I mean, we have to now balance that stuff out. When we say the love of money, if I drop a 20, if he's in love with money,
Yeah,
and he
I'm gonna
sees
steal
me
it.
drop
Right.
the 20,
Right.
he's gonna pick it up
Right.
and act like he ain't never seen
Right.
it.
Right.
But when he loves me,
Right.
if I drop the 20, he's
Right.
gonna say, "Hey brother, you dropped
Right.
the 20."
Right.
The evil is not the fact of loving the money. The evil is the fact that he loved the money more than what he loved me.
Right.
That object is an object that it's just
It's
an
a tool.
object.
Right.
It's a tool. It's something that can be used. I'm irreplaceable.
Right.
The money can be replaced.
Right.
So what happens is when you place money over relationship,
Right.
then that's evil.
And the relationships get destroyed.
Right.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, sir.
So back on to the decolonization. So when I colonize you, I have to teach you away from certain things because I want to colonize you.
Mhm.
Does that tie in with the word denationalization?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
All right. Decolonization. What you mean to?
When I come in
colonization.
when I come in and colonize you,
Right.
I have to.
The way you denationalize me is
Right.
because nationalization. We're talking about national. National meaning the mores and norms of who I am in a cultural perspective.
Mhm.
What I'm doing is coming and superimposing my nature or nationality or my culture on you and telling you that yours is bad. So, for instance, every African person I run across, I ask them, what was your God before you were colonized?
Mm.
Ooh. Wow.
And most of them don't know.
I was about to say the same thing.
Because they were colonized.
Because they were colonized
And because they were denationalized.
denationalized.
Got it.
Because it ties in with culture, spirituality. Think about this. Most people with a culture, spirituality is tied right
in
there
there.
with culture,
Right.
right? What did they do to us? They stripped us away of our culture,
And gave us
our
religion.
spirituality. They gave us religion and told us that our
Right.
spirituality was wrong.
Mm.
But it was our spirituality that taught us to build the pyramids. It was our spirituality that connected us with the cosmos to let us know,
Mhm.
I'm not going to create a factory that's going to give off smog, that's going to deplete the ozone, that's now going to allow UV rays to come in and kill off certain species on the planet. But those very species on the planet that created the factories that now have depleted the ozone now have to create chemical trails in the atmosphere, right? To now diminish the effects of the ozone depletion so that radiation doesn't eat them up. But in doing so, you now have over 300 million bees dead. You now have birds flying and just dropping out of the sky. You have antelope, hundreds of thousands of antelope just laying on the grass plains dead because of toxicity within the waterways, within the food. You got entire plant species not able to absorb water and nutrients from the soil because of the aluminum that have come down out of the sky due to the chemtrails that have bound to the roots and won't allow absorption. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the GMOs and all these things that they never paid attention to. But all of this is done based upon colonization. Because you colonized, you now took over, you now control this, control that. So
Right.
now what are we doing? We're now taking back our responsibility for ourselves. And we got to remove the chains that bind.
General order number 1.
You get what I'm saying? We have to remove all that, all the chains that bind. So, you know, one thing you'll find is we have a dream, right? The dream, from the dream, it brought the people about. The people are now learning because now the dream is being instilled in the people, but the dream is not limited to the leader.
Correct.
Because the people help to expand the dream. Does that make sense? So there's a buy-in process, because when someone comes with a dream and they share it with you, they need to share with you key components to make you buy into it. How do I get you to buy into it? Well, first and foremost, the people see what? The problem. Do we have a problem presently?
Yes.
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 What is our problem?
Unity.
Which
Okay.
one of them? That's the biggest.
I say
Okay.
unity.
No, let's deal with that.
Like a leadership, like a dream.
Okay, hold on, wait. So we said first,
I say unity.
we said unity. We have an issue with unity. Who taught us we had an issue with unity?
Colonizers.
Yeah, the colonizers.
Do we have an issue with unity?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's remove the constructs of what we've been taught. Then would we have an issue with unity?
I don't believe so. No.
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 Because our natural construct was based on unity.
Right, and our natural construct was unity.
Right.
If you look, like when she's talking about the history,
Mm-hmm.
if you saw history, well, no, I'll give you one example better.
Okay.
When I was her age, young goddess age, my mother, Leola Hawkins, she was the breadwinner for the family. But when we left out, when we left out, wherever she went, the whole entire family went. So it wasn't like, because adults went to Hershey Park, Atlantic City, whatever, children, everybody went.
Right.
So I saw that when I was her age.
Mhm.
Wow, she didn't leave us, she didn't leave us. She
Kept the
didn't
family
leave
together.
us back with nobody.
Mhm.
She says, everybody get on that bus.
Mhm.
So that was unity right there. I saw it firsthand.
Mhm.
Everybody rode. If you're still top of somebody, so I saw it again in the same household, 1938th Street, was though it was 8 families in one house.
And that was a part of what? Of your household? The culture.
The culture that the old
Okay.
Hawkins set.
So
Mhm.
does culture dictate
Yes.
unity?
Yes.
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 What's the culture here?
That's a couple.
In honor, or you talking about-
Right. Well, we're using ARNA, but I mean, because we're a small composite of ARNA, because we're not the whole of ARNA, but we're a composite of ARNA. What's the culture here?
Unity, that's unity.
Unity, right? We come together.
Respect.
Respect. Okay. What else?
Learning.
Can we use the word education?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Education,
All right.
learning. Mhm.
Okay. What else?
Sharing.
Sharing.
Open communication.
Open
Mhm.
communication. And I like the fact that you use the word open with that, because sometimes we communicate and not always openly.
No.
Mhm.
All right, so we
Such
said
as she
open.
did. Like she did that. That was beautiful where you did that. You opened that up. That earlier.
Right.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
That in itself was difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say protective communications too. And the reason I say that is from listening to everybody, I don't believe that we leave here and maliciously talk of what happened in here.
Okay.
I believe we may leave here and share, the information in general, but I don't believe that we leave here and say just maliciously to outsiders talk about something. So protective communicate, yes.
So is it okay if we use the word protection, period? Does that cover
Oh, yeah.
communication as well?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's just use the word protection because we protect one another,
Mhm.
which goes back to the
General
orders, right?
Mhm.
All right.
Which one's that?
All of them.
That's all.
Yeah,
of them.
it's all.
It's all.
It
It's one and two. It could be 9 and 10. And it's be 11 and 12.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all, right.
Okay.
That's very beautiful. Hold on. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Protection, which one? It applies to all of them.
Right.
That was cool.
And the beauty to me of all of this, if you really understand how we work, all of this ties together. It's just that you get a portion of it, and then when you really think about it, you see how it comes full circle. It all comes full circle. So the law of buy-in is that first and foremost we identify a problem, then the leader sees the problem and the potential.
Right.
Mhm.
The potential. I'm going to use a slight different word. A resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Down to.
Because it's not just a problem, it's not just seeing a problem. When he says potential, he's talking about the potential solution that's brought about by the what? People.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not doing it by himself.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? And the leader then creates a plan. It says the leader has a plan.
Right.
That plan is created because of a problem. I'm not gonna have a plan for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Even if it's, sometimes we think problem means something arduous, sometimes it's something simple. For instance, you look outside, okay, the problem is there are weeds growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotta get out there and cut them.
the people
Right.
come along, we come with a plan, let's go out and cut the weeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have a potential solution that, we can garden,
Good.
cultivating the land, right?
That should be the dream.
Good. That's the dream.
Dream,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all full circle, okay? Number 3 is the leader has a plan. Number 4 is the leader believes in the people. Now, if I have a plan, but I don't believe in you,
Ain't gonna work.
number 1, I'm not gonna use you, and you're not gonna be interested in helping me, right? So we have to come to a
agreement.
balance, that agreement that, hey, we can work together,
Yeah, have a common ground.
right?
All right, so how do I get myself? I'm gonna do like she does. You do so great because you bring in outside stuff. I'm gonna bring in some outside stuff too. So I got these two, and pardon me for segueing, but so I got these 2 guys on my job who are my subordinates. So how do I get those 2 jokers to believe, for me to believe in them? Because one, they get on my nerves. So how do I even take that part away and go ahead, Joel?
You see, because people say I do it all the time. You see, you just said you had these 2 guys on your job
Yeah,
that are what?
jokers, yeah.
No, that's not the word you use.
Subordinate.
You said subordinate.
Yeah, that's 2 subordinates, yeah.
Are they your subordinates?
Oh yeah, they're my staff.
You see, you didn't say that.
You said subordinates.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying how I look at the word.
So no, because that's how you look at them. So just imagine, like she looks at her daughter. She looks at her daughter with greatness, and you can see the greatness
Mm-hmm.
when she talks.
Mm-hmm.
So just maybe, if you just see them as subordinates, or sort of,
Okay.
sort of more
Okay.
of something else, and
Right.
you probably would get more out of them.
Okay.
And we spoke of this on the way up.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Now.
No, hold on. Let me get that. Let me make sure I'm absorbing
So we
all
spoke
that.
this on.
You're right. So the first thing is
It's
how
to
you
look,
see them.
right. It's,
Right.
it's to look at, like I said before, and him and I spoke this on the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ask people, what are we doing as leaders in honor? And what are we not doing as leaders in honor that's keeping you away from honor? Because apparently, if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, that reflection of honor, we're doing something that's keeping them away. So
Mhm.
you just said you call them subordinates.
Mhm.
So, and they never heard you say that. Not
Mhm.
to them, but they never heard you say it. They'd be like, oh, that's all he see me as. So that's all I'm gonna give you as.
Or they may not even see it energetically if that's what you're projecting. That's what they're picking up.
But
Okay.
also,
Yeah, so, you know.
also we can come together, like you said, with them. To evaluate them is to separate them. Okay? And now you give this one a task. You give this one a task. The leader now, you say, you that leader. That's your leadership now. To evaluate them, you give him a task, this one a task, and then at the end of the day, that evaluation comes. Who did that task and how they did it? What did they do?
Right. Right.
You see?
Mhm.
That's how you found out about those two.
Mhm.
And that's what you did from these two.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Yes.
Now that good leader, so you still in charge of the evaluation of those who working under you.
Mhm.
And now they gotta look up and say, wait a minute, man, this guy is on the board. He's the leader. He's really leading me into something to bring out the best in me,
Mhm.
which I can't see.
And see, the one thing that
Mhm.
You see, they can't see that.
Yeah.
You there.
Yeah.
Right here again. Our leadership.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
there's something you have to do prior to that, though,
Yes.
to pull out the best in them.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, why did you choose them? Because you hired them, right?
No. When I took the position, they were already on staff.
Okay, so you took a position and they were on staff, and
Right.
then you chose the position.
Okay, you can give me that one. Yeah.
Okay, so you chose the position.
Right.
All right. So when you choose a position
Mhm.
and you receive what you receive,
I have to take.
all of us have this. We're all given sun, air, light,
Oh, go ahead.
water,
Mhm.
earth, possibility.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
there's two different ways you can approach this.
Mhm.
I'm mad at this stuff I got. All I got is dirt. All I got is air. All I got is water.
Oh my goodness.
All I got is sunshine.
Oh, my
All I got is rain. Possibility.
Mhm.
But it's just these separate things.
Mhm.
Or I could say, oh my God, I have air, I have water, I have soil, I have seed, I have possibility.
Mhm.
We're going to create a nation.
Mhm.
Here's the circumstance. You have the soil, you have seed, you have wind, you have rain, you have possibility, all these things that supported you.
Mhm.
What are you going to do with it? Are you going to appreciate the soil? Or because it rained on the soil and now that it's mud, are you going to look and say, oh my God, it's a mess?
Right.
Or, oh my God, it's time for you to put a seed in
Mhm.
because it's already wet. It's going to be easy to put the seed in now.
Right.
Get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's your perception. And sometimes sitting down with them and simply saying, here's the circumstance. When you can't speak to a person, speak to their spirit.
Yes.
I believe in you. I believe in all the potential that's inside of you. And I want to see you become the best you can be because you're a reflection of who I am. Why are you a reflection of who I am? Because we work together and there's no me, it's we. Team is together, each of us achieves more. We can't achieve more if we're working as individuals. We can achieve more working together.
Mhm. Mhm.
What can I do to help you or assist you to create a better team dynamic? Now you're asking them what they need.
Mhm.
Now once that's done, they're going to tell you what they need. You give it to them and just always speak that possibility into them. Even irritating as it may be, speaking possibility, because the one thing I look at is this. When God looks at each of us, and I mean the ultimate creator, the creator doesn't look at Jawad and say, Jawad, you didn't brush your teeth this morning. So I can't use you, right?
That's right.
The creator says, hey, Jawad, you forgot to brush your teeth.
Mhm.
And John says, oh, let me go brush my teeth. so I can be better used. Why can he be better used by brushing his teeth? Because when he speaks to you, it's not offending you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get the fresh breath.
Mm-hmm.
Or the creator doesn't look at me and say, Troy, you didn't put on a blue shirt today. Because you have on black, I can't use you. Now, if the creator needs me to use blue, something's gonna be dropped in my spirit to put on blue. Because blue may be your favorite color, which attracts you to me, which now helps us to gain a relationship so that we now can move forward together in the business that we need to do or that we need to accomplish. So you have to be, as an individual, you have to mind your business, meaning center yourself, become the person you need to be, realize that you have taken on a position of leadership, and as a leader, you now have to lead the people. Yeah, nobody said like the people. Love the people, respect the people, lead the people, but not always like. Sometimes you don't like the people you work with. I don't have to like you.
Right.
Sometimes it's that you're reflecting me. A lot of times it's not that I don't like you, it's that I don't like me. I don't like the me you're reflecting to me. You know what I'm saying? So we have to now begin to grow in those things. So hopefully that helps. Yes?
And if they can go, you may not like
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I like to say
Yes. In a lot of ways.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're answering your question, because my thing is that, again, we're putting flesh and bones on life.
Right. Right, and I have to be a part of that flesh and bones on life, and the real truth of the lesson is the practical application of it. And so can I leave out of here and now practically apply everything that we learned here, out?
Practical application. And that's the key part, that as we're having these dialogues, that I'm hoping that we work together to make sure that it's functional application, not just, oh, wow, I'm wowed by what you said. No, it's not about wow. It's about, how can I apply this to my life? How does it make my life better? How does it enhance my life? Why do I want to come back? It's not enhance my life when I'm not coming back.
That's right.
This is real.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So you said,
Go ahead.
so one, don't see the subordinates as subordinates, which I can readily accept that. Have I seen them more as an extension of myself?
Thank you.
Or of the business, because if you're working in business, so seeing it as an extension of the business, and by you growing them, you grow the business, which then increases your income.
Right. Okay. Which allows me to not be involved so much that they.
Okay. That's it.
Because you just said it about the income. Because if you just said it, if you saw yourself in them, right, then you wouldn't have to be so much hands-on.
Right.
I'll give you another prime example. I used to work for Brother Bay. May you rest in peace. I went to work for him at a health food store. I ain't kidding about no health. I was trying to take care of my son Omari because he was 1 year old at the time. And he kept, every weekend I would work there. He says to me, okay, everything's good. I'll see you later. Where you going? I don't know about no help. So, but he would leave, and 20 minutes after he would leave, I would have to call him. Where's the golden seal at? Man, what you do with the apple juice? Where's the echinacea stuff at? He'd be like, what? It's on the shelf. So this is every Saturday for like 2 months. I had to call him. As soon as he leaves, I had to call him. Right? So one day he says, I call him. He says, what is it now? He said, I'm sitting right in front of the place. I ain't even left yet this time. So he says, bro. I said, yes, sir. He says, I leave you here to make money, so I go elsewhere and make money. He said, that's why I leave you here. He said, now, he knew what his average was every Saturday. Because the product sold itself. It's like the malls and the other stuff sells itself. He said, now, if you knew the product's a lot better, then you'll bring in more than what I know we're going to make every Saturday. So he says, I know where you're sitting at. You're sitting on them books. There's a long table about in here. I was sitting on all those health books. That was my seat.
Right.
He
Just
said,
sit on the
maybe you should get up off of them
Right.
and start reading. And ever since then, I never called him again.
Mhm.
Because now,
Crazy. So,
what I started getting to know, because Dick Gregory would come in the store every other Saturday, you know, La Little Africa, all the health people would come in the store. So I'm listening, I'm learning. So now we average about $1,200 on a Saturday. Shoot, that stuff went to $3,000.
yeah.
Because of my knowledge base for him and for what he was really showing me,
Mhm.
and actually turned my life around. Because see, I ended the day doing health. So if you showed
Mhm. Right.
your staff,
Right.
then you would have to be like, you doing? You could be somewhere
Right.
else on another
Right.
on another project,
Right.
bringing in more economics.
Okay. So wait. So while we're here, let me just bring this all the way full circle.
Mm.
So the two guys, one of them, he definitely wants overtime. He definitely wants overtime.
Mhm.
So for me, the way you can get overtime is they're maintenance guys. If you really clean this facility where it was sparkling and I wouldn't have to be checking on you, clean it where it was sparkling, then we would get more bookings because anybody walking in would be like, this is so nice. I want to be here. I want to rent this space. Then you would get overtime.
Have you given them a picture of what that looks like?
What does that mean?
Have you
Okay.
given me?
You're asking to clean something to a certain level. Have they
Mhm.
ever seen it at that level? See, because
Right. Okay.
their mind can't perceive how to achieve what they haven't seen.
Right.
Mhm.
So I'll give you a clear-cut example. And I didn't realize this until after I become a part of network marketing. Most people never earn more than 2 times what they make presently. So
They never earned
I can't, if someone earns $20,000 a year, and I say to them, hey, you can earn $100,000, that's way beyond their comfort zone. They have no idea.
Oh,
They
wow.
can't even perceive that.
Right.
They can perceive being able to earn 40,
Mhm.
double what they presently make.
Mhm.
Because if I got to 20, I can see making another 20.
Right.
But if I got to 20 and I'm taking you to 100, I can't see 5 times the amount that I've made because I've never done that before.
Right.
Makes sense.
When I began to hang around people that earn 100,000, I earned 100,000
Mhm.
because I had a visual example of what it looked like. I watched what they did. I saw the skill set they possessed, and then I realized what I needed to do to get there.
Mhm.
Most of us never achieve more because we're not around people that have more.
Mhm.
Get around some people that have
They
more.
have more, right?
If you are the brightest person in the room, you're around the wrong people.
Mhm.
You always need people around you that are brighter than you because it
Same
stretches
level.
you.
Right, same level.
It makes you think beyond the norm.
Mhm.
You should want to be around people that challenge you.
Right.
Question your judgment, question your authority, question all those things. Look at those as opportunities to grow. Now, I'm not talking about being around soothsayers. You'll never achieve that. You'll never have it. No, not that.
Wow.
I'm talking about being around people that if you make a statement, that if they question it, it's not in a way of questioning you.
Right.
It's about questioning process or something like that, which
Mhm.
makes you then go back and reinvent it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and all this is coming full circle though. So we said the leader believes in the future. Okay. Did that answer your question? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
want to make sure.
Okay.
And then the leader shares this belief with the people.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
The people believe in the leader's belief because sometimes you don't believe in exactly fully because you don't get it all. You're like, I could possibly see it, but I believe in you. So really, when it says the people believe in the people believe in the leader's belief, I may not believe in everything, but I believe in you to know that you believe in it, so I'm believing in it too because I believe in you. Does that make sense? But that comes from relationship.
Mhm.
So when you get people to buy into you as a manager, supervisor, whatever you are in leadership,
Mhm.
even when they don't always get it, they'll say, you know what, he's never led us wrong. We've always got a brilliant outcome from this. I trust him. It's about building trust with the people.
Right.
Sometimes it's through simple things. Now, I know when I was managing at the time, and again, you know, we weren't, the people, I believe, I'm like this. When in Rome, I'm going to do like the Romans when it's necessary. So I used to manage this Afrocentric bookstore. I was the brand new person coming in. I never ran a bookstore before. I've ran organizations and companies before, but never a bookstore. So coming in, people disbelieved that I had the ability to run the store. Well, I have the ability to run business, and I understand the financial aspect of it. I'm going to do what's necessary to bring in revenue. So if I got to read a book, I'll do that to better bring in revenue. I was about health. So I focused on what I was good at.
Oh, yeah, what you good at.
And what I got others to do was focusing on what they're good at. First time in history, they have had 2 health books within the top 10 sellers. Because I dealt with what I knew. So when people came in, they might have walked out with a romance novel, but guess what else they walked out with? A health book. So they were like, wait, how did you get 2 books in the top 10? And so what I had to do is first show the people what I could do. I got two of the things I was, because they're like, oh, you only about health, you don't know nothing about nothing else. Okay, not a problem. 2 of my books in top 10. Dr. Laila Africa, Nutricide, and Dr. Jewel Pookrum, Vitamins and Minerals from A to Z. Top 10 sellers within the store within a matter of a month. Then what I did was I went out, and every Thursday I would buy donuts for the staff. Why? It wasn't about the donut. It was about them recognizing that I care for you. Appreciation. Then we had the conversation. What I need you to do is focus in on your passion. One young lady loved children's books. Another person loved romance novels. Another person was a history buff. So all of us are focusing on selling our best. What happens to the store? We end up on Good Morning America for bringing in a net profit of $100,000 within a year's time of me being there. Did I bring value?
Yes, you did.
How did I bring value? Not because of I, but because of we.
And the team.
But the team brought into the belief only after I showed them. That's what I mean by giving them the example. So you have to physically go clean with them to show them this is what it looks like. Then that's what you do. And then you get their buy-in, and now it comes full circle. All right. And so the people buy in to the leader, but they only buy into the leader when leaders. The difference between leading, all right, and taking a trip are 2 different things. Leading is that I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm going to show you the path. Taking a trip is that I'm going and I'll see you when you get there. Whatever path you take is your issue. Now suppose you take, we want to help people take the path of least resistance.
Yes.
Okay? So speaking on taking the path of least resistance, we're going to make a quick switch over to how we create for ourselves our financial strategy to assist us in growing forward. Now we talked about Arna in relative to how the setup goes. So on another video, we'll come back to this again, but this is on one of the prior videos. So as we always talked about, you know, person born through mother and father, they have 2 pathways in which they need to go. They can go within the present society we live in. So we're talking about either being a United States citizen, which means that you're a gross domestic product and you're a 14th Amendment citizen, okay? Or you can come under the auspices of claiming your Aboriginal status. The group that we work with is called Aboriginal Republic of North America. So you can come under protection of ARNA. ARNA is a plebiscite. A plebiscite just simply means that it's a state government that self-rules. We have a common defense. We have a common government. We have different 12 different ministries. We have an entire governmental body set up, and it's done via a plebiscite. So when you actually become part of ARNA, you actually get either what's called a live birth certificate or a baptismal record. Through that, you're provided what's called a trust. And that trust is given to you through an EIN number, which is done under a 501D. So it's a tax-exempt foreign entity. That tax-exempt foreign entity is given to you to help protect your financial wherewithal. So if you're coming from 14th Amendment citizenship, what you're doing is now transferring your wealth from one area to another, okay? So one portion of your wealth that you need to transfer, that's suggested for you to transfer, is your UCC1. For those of you that are online, we will actually make sure that we email this out so that you have it. It's actually page 55 of the protocol manual. So if you have the protocol manual, then you can just go right to page 55. For those of you that don't have protocol manual, just to be safe, we will email it out from ARNA Philly. For those of you that are online, if you're not part of the group ARNA Philly, go on to Google, look for the group called ARNA Philly, and join. All right? The UCC1, it gives you steps 1 through 35 on how to do your UCC1. Now, what is a UCC1? For those of us that have been here before, what is a UCC1?
Financial statement.
Financial statement. The financial statement, if you're a 14th Amendment citizen, where is it held presently? Under what jurisdiction?
The federal jurisdiction and as well as the state's jurisdiction, because you're large.
When you say federal, where is it located?
10 square miles in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. presently holds this. Okay? So when you actually do the transfer, what's going to happen is it's going to be transferred into your trust. The purpose of transferring it into your trust is because it does have a money value to it. So there's a whole paragraph here that you're going to actually put in where it says the financial statement collateral claim is pursuant to the International Irrevocable Trust Agreement number. Okay, that number, you're going to put the number of the numbers of dates of birth, the initial Aboriginal name, between, you're going to put your original name prior to you nationalizing, and it says holding the contractual status of co-signer, bailer, licenser, trustor, and assigner, and International Indigenous Society, also known as Aboriginal Republic of North America, a self-autonomous indigenous government who serves as a co-signee, bailee, licensee, trustee, and assignee for the total tribal Aboriginal property, including all the intellectual and real estate property of whatever your prior name was. For the beneficiary who is your Aboriginal name, okay? For the said considered value of collateral of this trust agreement is in the value of 42 million ounces of gold, 55 million ounces of silver as converted to currency exchange rates of gold and silver present at the time of maturity in any international, nation state, municipal, or indigenous jurisdiction, or as a part of real defense claim in recoupment for damages for violation of this perfected security interest in all property herein as irrevocable trust agreement is pursuant to Uniform Commercial Code 9311 -7103 and all other clauses of the law in all international law, international laws protecting Aboriginal Indigenous people, domestic Aboriginal Indigenous law, domestic statutes of the United States affording protection for the persons belonging to the Aboriginal tribes, and other rights and remedies are reserved herein. Okay? Now, when you hear, a lot of times hearing it slightly different than reading it yourself.
It is.
You know, and when you hear it, you're like, whoa, that says a lot. And it does. But that particular statement is to be put into that UCC just as it was just shared. Okay, so that's why we're going to make sure that either you pull from your page 55 of,
and I can drop that right into the
your
application.
protocol. You can actually take and cut and paste it directly into the application.
Okay.
You're correct.
And I probably need to have that all lined up, so when I'm doing the UCC, I don't know, does it time you out?
Yes.
It does. This is why
Okay.
I'm going to send out this page, because when you're doing your UCC1, first and foremost, read through this page before you start.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to have certain things available and ready to you, so that when you're doing the UCC1, you can go through and boom, 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 because it does time out.
Okay.
Okay? When you do your UCC1, if I remember correctly, it's $35 to actually register it.
Yeah.
Okay.
35, I think it was, too.
So make sure that you register that. Yes, sir.
Can you relate this process in the total scheme of things as I thought this was such a beautiful process up here, because it really just kind of walks you through. Can you relate this to where it falls in the process?
Well, the reason why you're transferring to UCC1 is because it being your financial statement that is being held as a 14th Amendment citizen, if you don't transfer it into your trust, then who controls it?
United States.
United States.
Right.
Whose jurisdiction are you under when you're a 14th Amendment citizen?
United States.
United States.
So if you nationalize and become an Aboriginal, if you're
and they still hold this,
and they still hold it,
right?
now you're kind of straddling the fence with it.
Yes,
so
yes.
you want all of your financial wherewithal to come under your trust.
Mhm.
So the purpose for it is to bring everything under the trust. I'm only doing UCC1 today, but what it is that it's a bunch of different things within your finances that you need to bring under that specific area. Yes, sir.
For example,
No, I was gonna read the statement. I mean, you see, that's a beautiful piece, but it's already there. See the
UCC1, yes, down there, yes.
As soon as your financial
Yeah.
statement owned by the United
Right.
States is good interest.
Yeah.
So it's already there.
So one of the things is that once you actually get your first 4 documents that you receive authenticated down at the Proprietary's office or the Court of Clerks, or whatever, depending upon where you live, will determine what that's called. You want to begin the process of transferring various things into your trust. One of the various things that you need, that would be suggested, or that's being suggested you transfer right away, is your home. So for instance, you go down to your city hall or whoever holds your deeds and things of that nature, because every every area is different because every state does it differently. But generally, I know in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's our city hall.
Yeah.
You go to the records area and you get your assignment of mortgage, get your mortgage, and get your deed. Get a copy of them all. Okay. This way, you know what's on record. Because sometimes things are transferred and you don't know that you've been assigned to somebody and you had no idea who changed it. Should you be notified? Why wasn't I notified?
That's why I'm a little confused when you say that assignment. You mean even if you own it or you don't own it?
If you own your property, if you have a mortgage on it, it can be reassigned to another company.
Okay, I got
So
you.
an assignment of mortgage is if, let's say for instance, I'm Bank of America and Wells Fargo comes to me and says, hey, we want to purchase that mortgage. Now, we make an agreement and all of a sudden you start receiving bills from Wells Fargo, but you have no idea why you're receiving bills from Wells Fargo for your mortgage because you didn't take a mortgage with Wells Fargo, you took one with Bank of America.
Right, I got you.
Right? Or any other place.
Right.
Now the question is, well, how did they assign it to them? Why did they assign it to them? What are the terms of this? Do I know what those terms are and how do I now deal with that? Okay? So we have to be very clear on that, and the way you get clarity is by number one, minding your business, meaning going down and taking responsibility for your business.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so you go down, you get copies of these things, and then what you do is you go and trying to think of the name of the office.
Depositories? Office of Records?
Office of Records, right? Where you actually go and now you have the property transferred into your trust. So like for instance, I had my property transferred from my straw man, which they call our original name, into my trust. So my property's in my trust. You can't say that something under the protection of ARNA if it's not transferred into the trust.
Right. That's why I want to get.
And you can't seek for damages from something that has not been properly transferred unless there are other laws out there that I don't know of, but I don't know everything, which is great because that means that there's a possibility, but we as ARNA can only step in and protect you from the Aboriginal government perspective because we're a tribal government, we're a foreign government, so they can't just take and put liens on properties and things of that nature without going through the proper channels that be.
So in my case, since I own my property, I would take my deed down there and inform them that I want it transferred.
Right, you would transfer it to your trust.
My trust, okay.
Okay?
All right.
And even when it comes to, remember, you're a minister with an ARNA, so you're tax exempt.
Tax exempt.
So are you paying property tax?
Yes.
Why?
Because I still haven't done what I'm supposed to.
Right.
I haven't placed it where it should be.
Right.
I got it.
So in order to have those other benefits, there's certain things you have to do to receive those benefits.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting you to walk me through it now.
Right.
So that's the application I need.
Okay. So that's a financial piece. Even when it comes down to your property, your Social Security, your home, your 401ks, your life insurances, all these different things, the process of transferring into that so that they're not governed by the 14th Amendment side. It's governed under the Aboriginal. Yes. Exactly. I mean, and all is a process. It's not like an overnight thing. Do one thing and come back and then we'll do another thing. Because what happens is I realize that confused minds do nothing.
Yeah.
Really, if you give people too much, they're not going to do nothing.
That's right.
I wanted to tell you that for, like what you said, for example, was with me anyway. I don't understand that. Also, excuse me, what you bring back to your supervisor.
Mhm.
So I never seen nothing like that. I know you have it.
Right.
And now I want to find out your supervisor know that I'm tax exempt.
Mhm.
And in other words, one of these, come over here, come over here. Well, I gotta hide from them. But they don't know nothing like that. So they call me to the side, right? And then, dude, that was.
All right.
And the dude like
And a lot of this stuff has to be done in writing.
That.
That way you don't have to
Right.
worry about the physical
They
confrontation.
do. They don't know. Everybody don't know.
Right.
But when I did, they could straighten it out. The supervisor came out and said, don't you worry about that. We do understand that.
Mhm.
Said, yes, the incident on the colonies rights. And I said, oh, how you done did it already? Did I said, right, in 2006.
Mhm.
And they said, yes, sir, no problem. You taxes up and everything else, you know, and you have, you know, in other words, you have that right to do that.
Right.
So.
And the thing is exercising that right, but the way we exercise that right is by first making sure that those things are properly transferred. Okay. And real quick, and we're just about done. When it comes down to our financial statements, we talked about doing our personal financial statements, okay, or our personal budgets. Talked about that a little while back. How many of you actually took the time out to do that?
I haven't completed mine.
1, 2, okay, all right. So we're gonna do this real quick. Sometimes we don't realize why we're being asked to do something. And so when we don't understand why, 9 times out of 10, we don't do it, okay? So when it comes to a budget, the purpose of the budget is not to control you, but it's that you gain control of your finances.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? So we have a budget, we have income, and we have expenses. We have 2 different sides. If you're going to be off balance, what would you rather be off balance with? Having more income or more
Yes.
expenses?
Income.
More
I
income.
want more.
You'd rather have more income than more expenses, right?
Absolutely,
I
I'm
want
there.
more money.
Okay. So let's name an expense.
Card.
Car.
Mortgage.
House.
Hold on, one at a time.
Start.
Car, what else?
House.
House. Now, when you say house, what do you mean?
Property.
What do you mean? Do you
Mortgage.
mean you mean mortgage? Okay, because a house has multiple expenses.
Mortgages.
So let's say mortgage. Somebody name a basic mortgage.
Utility like electric.
Give me a basic mortgage amount.
1,200.
1,200.
Oh, yeah, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what other expense?
Your utilities, electric.
Okay, so we'll do with electric. Give me a base amount of electric.
Say 100 a month.
In the house? Wow, okay. Give me another expense.
Water,
How much for water monthly?
45,
Around, let's say 50, make it easy.
50, okay.
Gas.
Gas. How much for gas?
That's good. That's 100.
60.
We'll go with 100 just to be round. Any other expense relative to the house?
Phone.
Phone. You talking about cell phone, regular phone?
Go.
All right, so how much cell phone?
60.
Let's say 50 to be even.
And then the other one about another 50.
All right, so let's do this.
House.
Most people have what's
30.
called a triple play. Most people have
Right.
cable,
What are you talking about now?
internet,
Yeah.
and phone, right?
Hmm.
All right, so let's say cable, and we'll include all that other stuff with it. All right, how much?
740.
All right, we're gonna say 150 because I'm gonna use round numbers so it's just
Okay.
easier to add.
Round it off.
Okay. Car. What's associated with the car?
Insurance.
How much for insurance?
Yeah, 100.
So we talking about a used car or new car?
Usually.
A used car. All right, we can go to 100 with the used car.
Mhm.
But no, but if it's a used car, then we don't have a payment, so it has to be new. So we do need to go higher.
Now you gotta go higher, right?
So let's say about 250.
Mhm.
All right. Cable was 150, right?
Clothing, clothes.
Clothing. Okay, so what's a clothing expense?
How many you're getting? A whole, you know,
See, the way you do clothing, and see, this is where we're talking about budget. What you do is you look at the total amount that you spend last year,
Mhm.
and you divide it, and then you divide that by 12 and take that amount.
Oh, okay.
That's how you come up with the clothing expense, because you know the clothing expense it's going to vary, but generally speaking, what you'll find is that over time you'll develop an average amount that you spend within a certain period of time. Okay, so let's put it like this: how often do you buy sneakers? Not often.
Not often.
Okay, so if you did buy a good pair of sneakers, how much are they going to run you?
About 150.
Okay, so let's say
He's buying.
A good pair. Now I'm talking about something like Jordans. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about now. There you go.
not
Jordans.
for how much you said?
I'm just saying Jordan. Some that is more than that. Now you the Jordan. You
Yeah.
the Jordan.
Right.
I know.
Right.
I know Jordans up
So-
there.
All right, so if we took 150, I'm gonna use 120 divided by 12 is $10, right? So clothing, how much does it cost to buy a suit?
Halfway in there, about 150.
Well, how much for a good suit, brother?
A suit, clothing suit?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. About maybe around 400, 425.
Now you're talking about a good suit.
That's what it is.
That's what I asked.
That's the question, yeah.
Right.
Now you're talking $300 or $400.
The reason why I did that real quick is because some of this is gonna be perception and others are gonna be dependent upon where you shop.
That's why I'm going there. That's why.
Right, so this is why everybody has to do a personal budget, because everybody's different.
Right.
So you can say me, I'm gonna say 700 because it's tailored. I'm sorry, I can't. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's different with what they do
Right.
and how they're gonna interact with that. So
based on income too.
and we're gonna go mid, and we're gonna go with the 450, and so 450 divided by 12 comes to 3750, right? So I'm around say 40, and plus the 10 for sneakers is 50. How much for a good pair of shoes?
250. I'm just saying.
Okay, so we'll say 250 divided by 12 is 20, 88, but we can just go around and say 20. All right, so the 20 on top of the 50 is now 70.
7.
Okay, and for miscellaneous things, let's throw in, so let's just take it to $100 for clothing.
I would.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Now we get down.
Do you guys see how I got that?
Mhm.
And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want everybody to realize how to do a budget.
Mhm.
Okay? So now, how often do you go to the movies?
I was gonna say entertainment.
How often do you go to movies, or how often do you go out to eat?
I
Or
was gonna use that too.
so entertainment.
Entertainment.
With entertainment, you can do it one or two ways. You can include your like dining costs in entertainment, or you can separate it out. But food costs are not dining costs.
Right.
Okay.
One is shop
So
for the house.
entertainment, let's say, what would you say you spend per month on entertainment? Going out to movies, dinners, recreational stuff.
150 bucks.
150.
About $150?
What's going on? Sheesh.
Okay.
We can hear it done.
Now, food. How much do you spend on a monthly basis for food?
About 250.
You go with 250?
No, 250. That's month.
All right. Give me some other costs. You just talking about hair, getting hair done. So haircuts.
I don't have any.
Haircuts, get your hair
I don't have
done.
any either.
Do your shit.
So how much does it cost for men to get their hair cut?
About $15.
20.
Where you go?
Who me?
$20. No, he said 15. I'm like, wait, wait, wait.
I got my son
Koreans.
You said where?
The Koreans, $5.
The Koreans, $5. So let me ask you a question.
You know, such, just
So if I go to a Korean and pay $5, am I bolstering the economy of my community?
No.
Oh, no, of course.
So why would I go to a Korean and pay $5 to get my hair done when if you try to sell something to a Korean, they will not buy it?
Not for you.
But you're not bolstering our economy if you entertain out either. You would not.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about haircuts.
Yeah, I got.
See, here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
We don't own any movie theaters anymore,
No.
but we do own barbershops.
Right.
That's about it.
So I can't control the fact that we don't own the movie theater, but I can control the fact that I don't go to a Korean to get my haircut. Just a suggestion.
Okay.
Now there is a Muslim shop right on Germantown Avenue that does between $8 to $10. Okay, depending upon what you're getting. Now the more, if you get a whole bunch of stuff done, it can come up to 20.
Right.
Yeah.
But generally, their starting point is between $8 to $10.
We're getting back to that. I do utilize my brothers.
Right. I'm just making a statement because I know what you just said is the way a lot of us think. Well, let me go to the Korean.
Which is true.
All the Koreans, your brother.
I get my son.
Well, they're melanated.
While you're in that same vein, the flipping, while you're in that same vein, I just wanted to understand. The flipping our money, like 5, 6, 9 would be great times. So if I just take, for example, the fact that I didn't go to my own barber, that knocks off one of my flips.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right, but so that's all.
I don't want to get off subject, right?
To bring people full context, one of the things we want to work on doing is making our money circulate within our community. Now, when I say our community, I mean people of color.
Yeah.
Now, when I say people of color, I'm speaking of African Americans. I will say the Latino population, yes, because of the fact they're still filtered in. But when it comes to Asians, they have a financial structure already in place. They do. And to come in, I think it's a horrific thing for an Asian barbershop to open up charging $5 to cut black people's hair when honestly it's subpar. If you knew what they were doing, I've gone before, so I mean I can speak to it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went because I wanted to see what was going on.
Did they cut your haircut?
And I could tell the difference in how it was faded. I could actually tell the fade difference.
But they'll learn.
They do learn and they do a good job at mimicking.
Yeah.
So now what we must do is change our economics and how we do business. We need to offer the $5 haircut.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, really. Have the $20 haircut, but have the $5 haircut too.
That's true.
Which means that if you're sitting in my chair and you get a $5 haircut, I give you a bowl cut. Exactly what they do. Because that's what they do. They one guy shape you up and you're done. If you want to fade, it's $3 extra, and they don't go through. They fade, but they don't fade. They kind of like just make sure it's not just apparent like boom boom.
But you don't get the black conversation.
But sometimes I don't want that
They don't
conversation.
want the conversation.
Wow. I don't want all that conversation. Sister, you were going to say something.
I think for me as I heard try to support businesses that people of color, but to me it's I'm charged double and triple for it, and it's not done the way that I'm used to a business that isn't people of color. So it's that, and then the customer service that I say a lot that is lacks.
So how do we correct that?
How do you correct it?
How do we correct it?
So you have to, it's better customer service. It's just better customer service. The welcoming, I don't know, as a woman, that's how I've experienced it. I don't know, but it's totally different because of the hair salon and even other businesses too. It's not, what I think is a high standard of customer service.
So we have to up our customer service. Okay, so hair, let's say hair, we said $20 per what?
Haircut. And the work go with it.
I saw that. Okay, here's the deal. Once you do something once, I saw it when you did the very first time. You don't have to do it 20 times. I got it. I saw what you. But you know it's amazing because we don't do this getting here on time. We do this leaving on time.
So we were here. We should have started. All
No,
I'm saying
you were
is,
not here. You were not here on time.
What were you saying about her?
As a sergeant, all I'm saying is,
What was your solution for what she was saying?
Is that we actually have to take the time out and begin to voice and talk to people. I know, like when I go to different establishments, what I'll do is I'll get to know I use this principle right here, the principle of buy-in. I really do. I get to know you, and then I share different things that enhances your business, and I come back and I look to see those changes. And I give you a period of time to make those changes, and I allow you to know, for my comfortability to continue to do business with you, I need you to make some of these changes, not immediately, but over a period of time. Okay? Right, because I bring a certain level of customer base with me.
Word of mouth.
Right. So we said hair, it's got it let's say every other week, so that's about $40. Okay?
I do all that for you know what? I'm tired now. I want a vacation.
Right.
Vacation. How about a vacation?
Okay, so vacation. How much is vacation gonna cost me in a year?
Vacation?
1,500.
If you have to leave, I mean, you can roll.
Let's say 1,500.
yeah, but that's not.
Let's get started. You need 15 to get started per se.
When it comes down to the vacation, how much would you say you spend on vacation?
I just said 15 myself to get started.
1,500. Okay, so 1,500. We're not going to finance that in a month. We're going to finance that over months. So that's savings,
okay.
Right? So that's divided by 12.
Right.
So that comes to 125, right?
Okay, great.
Now, here's the deal. Adding this up, 550 and this, 550 and 2, right? 250. So 50 and 50, we bring in 1, that's 800 here, right? Plus the mortgage, that's 2,000, right? Plus the 100 plus 50 plus this, that's 300, 400, 450, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, so let's say 1,050 for all of this. 1,050. Right?
Okay.
So 1,050 plus 2,000 comes into 3,050, right? So my expenses, adding all, and you're probably gonna have more things, but this is going to be 3,050. So in order for me to make more than what I'm expending, how much do I have to make per month? Get what I'm saying? So this is the purpose of doing the budgets, to see if we're upside down. So I have to bring in, if I bring in $3,000, if I bring in $3,000 per month, am I meeting my expenses? I'm $50 short, right?
You're short now, right.
So what I have to do is bring in, if I only bring in 3,050, I can cut expenses. There's ways to cut expenses, but why cut expenses when I can just increase my income? Yes.
So we have a question from one of the participants on the.
Yes.
They said, okay, I'm a high maintenance man because I love high quality things. $2,000, my personal $2,000 a month, my personal budget, how does participating on collective economics or consumer living help me reduce my overhead costs?
Okay, so when you say what was the word again?
Communal. COMMUNAL.
Communal living. Amazing question, because here's the circumstance. I'm glad you brought that up, because a little while back, what we did was, it was 4 of us, and my suggestion, we come together and move into a house.
Right, all 4.
And have let's say the housing expense was $1,200. $1,200 coming from my pocket alone. When it comes to my income, I'm needing to bring in $3,050 per month in order to cover all my expenses. So if I bring in 3 other people, I cut that into quarters. So now instead of me paying $1,200 a month, I'm only paying $400 a month, which means it frees up $900, right?
Yeah.
So $900 I freed up by bringing in other people. Now, what can you do with the extra $900 a month? You now can have your high maintenance thing going on. However, what I would suggest for high maintenance people is to, if you do a communal living circumstance, instead of using the $900 toward the high maintenance, only use $450 of it and take the other $450 and do some other investment strategies that, if you're interested, we can share. But the circumstance is that we talked about 7 cures for a lean purse the other week, if you recall. And one of the laws was to save 10% of your money, right? So remember, within your expenses, you need to put in 10% savings, right? So 10% savings, if you're bringing in $3,000 a month, 10% of that is $300.
Right.
So that increases this to $3,350, because you need to always have something in place, because a wise man builds an inheritance for his children's children. So the savings isn't for you to squander. The savings is to create other vehicles to create resource for long-term wealth. Your building is about you surviving. We got to get out of that mindset of survival mode and get it to the point where we're actually putting ourselves in position to financially win and dominate.
It's better to be on this side than on the other side of that zero.
Right. So let's say your expenses, we're going to go back to the expense piece again. Let's say the expense is your expense of $3,350. What would you want your income to be? Now that's going to be a personal decision for each of us. But let's say, for instance, I brought in, let's say the income was $4,000 a month. Let's say that was your income. What is your net disposable income from that point?
Well, I'd say that 50, really. Because I'm 35.
Based upon what we have right here.
35, 50, and you see, I got that $50, that's all I got now. I have to save that 50 out of there for the 3,350.
4,000.
My expenses, that's for my expenses, right?
Minus
right.
$3,350.
Right.
We're left with how much net income?
I'm only left with what, 50, right?
$650.
Okay. I can put that there, but still save 300. I still can save my 3. And I have 2.
Now, if you have a net income of $350, that's net. Now you have something to play with. But you have to always remember, you don't want to spend everything. So again, okay, you want to take, and if you have net income of this,
we'll put 350 in the back savings. Okay, you got
$325 should go aside. We're talking about on top of the 10%.
On top?
on top of the 10%.
Oh, man,
See, here's the thing. Don't let your minimum be your maximum.
I'm rich now. I got
That's nigger rich.
Yeah, I know that. I understand.
Okay, when I say that,
I was just getting ready to say.
It's just like when you get income tax of like $6,000 and all of a sudden you're wealthy. No, you're not wealthy.
Not really. But I still got 325,
Right.
along with that other money I had.
Right.
You see?
So what we want to do is we want to do a budget so we know what this looks like. So now we can talk about ways in which we can now increase our net incomes. But that conversation can't occur until you do the first step, which is the budget. So can we promise that by the time we do our next financial piece, everybody will have their budget done?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's in about next 4 weeks. Okay.
Next
Yeah,
year,
now.
All right. Good stuff. All right. So definitely appreciate your time. Just a couple of quick announcements. Number one, don't forget we have Hidden Colors viewing. Everyone received your flyers for it. Okay. If you need more, let us know. On next week, what we will be doing is we will be meeting for about an hour, and then we will be heading down to Odunde. And we're going to flyer the whole Odunde to make sure that people know about the event, because one event spins into the next event. So how we build economics is by making sure people know about who we are, what we do, getting them to buy into what's going on, getting them to bring about remedy for their own life so that we can help. So it's all about assisting. So we'll meet for an hour. We will then head down to Odunde, have some fun, relaxation, whatever. And then we do have tickets on hand today. So for those of you that would like to get your ticket for the event, please do so. It's $5 for the viewing. If you're going to be going to the party as well, it's $15. At the door, it's 12. It's
20
at the door. It's 20 at the door for everything. It's 15 in advance for everything, because it's $10 for the party, $5 for the actual viewing. So the ticket is either 5 or 15, depending upon how you want to do it. It's totally up to you. Outside of that, Chief Jawad.
Can I do say, if the brother hands you the tickets, be responsible for them, which means that when I'm asking to be responsible for them, even if you don't sell them, buy them. Because it's all tied back into economics again for Arna, for this region. So if you accept the tickets, they're yours. So if you don't sell the 5, you bring the 5 money in here. I'm just asking. I'm just putting it on the table. So before I hand them to you, and before you reach back at them, just know that you're committed to, even if you don't sell them, you buy them yourself. And that's cooperative economics.
It's the impetus for you to sell them then.
Yeah.
Now the key part of the African dance party is also to bring people in. And just so that you guys know, when it comes down to the panel discussion, Chief Ali has agreed to be on the panel. We have Dr. Leah Sutton Bay that's going to be on the panel. We have Dr. Tony Moore that's going to be on the panel. So we have a couple different people that's going to be hosting the panel piece, because we have very specific questions that we're going to be asking, but then we're going to have an open forum where others are able to dialogue, and we're going to share how Arna is bringing about remedy for what it is that we're going to see on the film. Who's moderating? Me. Well, you want to be a moderator?
No, sir, you go ahead.
You want to be a moderator?
I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay, because
I'll
gladly grab you in, because I'll call you up anyway now.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Now, here's another thing. It's Ramadan.
June 20.
Ramadan is November the 24th to December the 25th. It's 1 month.
You sure it ain't the 17th?
However,
You sure it ain't the 17th of this month?
No, it's
However,
not.
Okay.
may I please just
Okay. What Ramadan are you speaking of? 'Cause depends on.
That's what I said.
If you're dealing with the Ramadan based upon,
Yeah.
if you're going based upon celestial bodies and how it's should be done, then it's what Brother Chief Jawad said. If you're going based on other things, then what were you saying?
I was just gonna say that the average, that the Islamic world is celebrating on the 18th.
That's the one I was talking.
So
But
it
that's
depends
not
on
our-
what.
I'm just
Well,
giving
yeah.
clarity to what he's saying, that's all
So
I'm
are
doing.
you talking about? Are you asking about for honor?
That's right. But see,
Are you asking for honor? Or are you asking for the Islamic world?
in the Islamic world, behind the fact that, see, I want to sell tickets, but see, I guess the brother go kick back, but, well, you know, brother, can't do that behind the fact. I'm gonna sell a ticket either way, I don't care if not, but they're gonna tell me, well, you don't got a hold on, I can't afford to do this and that because the Ramadan coming on.
Okay, here's the deal. Let's be real. Okay. Most of the problems we come up with are individual conversations. They're not global conversations because I have an African dance teacher that is Islamic. And guess what? He teaches dance during Ramadan.
Okay.
So if people want to come to the event, it has nothing to do with Ramadan. It has to do with them coming to the event.
I'll just let you know because sometimes you're gonna have it.
But I don't care about that because that's not the majority of people we're looking for. We're looking for people that are willing, ready, and able. Now, those that want to make excuses, they can keep the excuse. I got you, but
I'm not here to sell a ticket. I don't care if you come or not. I just want your money.
And everybody's not Islamic.
I want your money.
And everybody's not Islamic. You know what I'm saying? So we live in a culture where you have multiple.
He just said, that's not our culture.
There you go. There you go.
So appreciate everybody for being in today, and make sure that we get our budgets done. And next week, like I said, we'll be meeting for an hour, and then we'll be out headed to Ogunde. Okay? Oh, which means that Ogunde starts.
That's much.
11.
Come on, dude. Just put it right in there.
It's all day.
That's right.
Right, it is.
We're gonna have class.
But we'll talk on Tuesday, give you.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay?
Trash.